Love is a wonderful thing, but it's not always simple. There are moments when you feel like you understand everything, but then there are also times when you feel confused and lost. So how do you overcome the challenges of love? When a relationship ends, it can feel as if the ground has vanished beneath your feet. Nights stretch long, memories replay like restless ghosts, and the mind searches for answers that never come. Yet hidden inside this pain is a rare chance to discover a deeper power, the strength no one can give or take away. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a map through this storm. It does not promise quick comfort, but it does promise clarity, courage, and freedom. These 10 Stoic lessons are not just ideas, they are practical tools to help you rise from heartbreak steadier and stronger than before. Welcome to the channel, Stoic Love Wisdom. This is where we will learn, explore, and share valuable lessons about love. In today's video, I will reveal to you 10 Stoic lessons to help men get over a breakup without falling apart, a new perspective, helping you better understand the factors that determine a happy and sustainable relationship. Let's explore with me the secrets to building a strong and meaningful love. Before we start, find a quiet place, put on your headphones and relax. Let all your worries melt away, and let the messages in this video help you calm down and feel the most complete. Are you ready? Let's start now. 1. Embrace reality. When a relationship ends, it is tempting to fight the truth. The mind runs endless reruns. If only I had said the right thing, if only I had tried harder, if only they had stayed. This is the heart bargaining with reality. A Stoic views this pattern with clear eyes and a steady breath. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Welcome every event as if you had chosen it, a reminder that our freedom begins where resistance ends." Amor fati, literally, the love of fate, is more than acceptance. It is an embrace of life exactly as it unfolds. To practice it after heartbreak is to say, this ending is not a mistake, it is a part of the larger design of nature. That does not mean you wanted the breakup or that the pain is trivial. It means you refuse to wage war against what has already happened. You stop demanding that the universe rewrite a chapter that is already printed. This mindset is not passive resignation. It is active clarity. You still feel the ache, you still acknowledge loss. But instead of drowning in why, you turn toward what now. Energy once spent on regret can now flow toward rebuilding your inner fortress, your character, your health, your next step. A daily Stoic exercise, each morning, list 3 facts about your life that are beyond your power to change, perhaps the end of the relationship, the decisions of another person, the irreversible passage of time. Next, write 3 actions entirely within your control, how you speak to yourself, how you care for your body, how you direct your attention. Over days and weeks, this practice teaches your mind to separate the movable from the immovable. When you love your fate, you stop standing in the doorway of the past. You walk forward. The relationship becomes part of your story, not the cage that defines it. Amor fati transforms heartbreak from an enemy into a quiet teacher, guiding you toward a life unshaken by events. 2. Control what you can, release what you cannot. After a breakup, the desire to fix things can feel overwhelming. You might replay conversations, draft unsent messages, imagine perfect reconciliations. The Stoics draw a bright line through this storm of impulses. Some things depend on you, others do not. Your judgments, your choices, your actions, these are yours. Another person's emotions, decisions, or return will never be. Epictetus compared life to the art of archery. You can train diligently, choose a straight arrow, and release with skill. But once the arrow leaves the bowstring, the wind and target lie beyond your command. Your responsibility ends with the shot. Love works the same way. You may act with kindness, communicate honestly, and live with integrity, but the final outcome rests with fate, not force. This principle is liberating because it transforms helplessness into clarity. You are not powerless, you are precisely powerful where it matters. You can exercise, meditate, and write down the thoughts that surge through you. You can speak truth if conversation is still possible. You can honor your own dignity by refusing to beg or manipulate. These actions belong to you, and nothing can take them away. Whenever anxiety rises, will they call? Will they change their mind, pause and ask a single question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, breathe and let the thought drift like a cloud across the sky. Repeating this inquiry trains the mind to release what it cannot govern. Over time, this discipline creates surprising freedom. You stop checking your phone every few minutes. You stop crafting imaginary dialogues. Instead, you focus on the steady work of becoming the person you choose to be, someone guided by reason, courage, and self-respect. The Stoics did not promise the absence of pain, they promised strength within it. By accepting the boundary between what is yours and what is not, you step into a life where no one else's decision can rob you of peace. In love, as in all things, mastery lies not in controlling outcomes, but in mastering yourself. Love is not always about brilliant moments, but often about patience, listening and accompanying in every small step. It is those simple things that nurture a lasting bond. That is also the reason why I believe that every experience in love is an opportunity for us to grow and become stronger. If you feel this, please click like as a way to spread positivity to more people. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any lessons. I also look forward to hearing your thoughts. What is the smallest but most meaningful thing you have ever realized in love? Leave a comment below. Maybe your answer will become a source of inspiration for others. Now, let's continue our journey to explore deeper perspectives right away. 3. Reason over emotion, mastering the storm. Heartbreak feels like a storm, intense, chaotic, consuming. Emotions swell like waves, pulling you toward regret, anger, or despair. The Stoics never denied these emotions, they simply refused to let them steer the ship. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." In love's aftermath, this wisdom is crucial. Pain is natural. Tears, longing, even rage, these are signals that you care deeply. But when feelings rise unchecked, they distort judgment. A text typed in anger, a desperate attempt to return to the past, a reckless decision to numb the pain, all these choices deepen suffering rather than heal it. The Stoic approach is not to suppress emotion but to step back and observe it. Instead of "I am broken," you say, "There is sadness in me." Instead of "I cannot live without them," you say, "My mind presents this thought, but I am not compelled to obey it." This shift seems small, but it is revolutionary. By naming emotions without fusing with them, you become an observer rather than a prisoner. Your reason, your ability to think clearly, becomes the captain once more. Daily practice: when emotion surges, pause for 3 breaths. Ask, what story is my mind telling me right now? Is it fact, or interpretation? Write it down. Most often, you will see exaggeration, fear, or fantasy. Recognizing this reduces their power. Reason is not cold indifference. It is compassionate clarity. It allows you to feel grief without letting grief dictate your actions. It allows you to honor the love that was, without destroying yourself in longing for what is gone. When reason leads, healing follows, not by denying emotion, but by guiding it like a river into steady channels rather than a flood that drowns you. To master the storm is not to stop the rain. It is to build a shelter within your own mind, strong enough to weather whatever comes. 4. Pain as a teacher, the forge of the soul. Breakups cut deep. The ache can feel unbearable, the nights endless, the future empty. Yet the Stoics saw pain not as an enemy but as a forge. Just as fire tempers iron, adversity strengthens the soul. Epictetus taught, difficulties are things that show what men are. In heartbreak, you are given not only suffering, but also a chance to discover your true strength. This does not mean you should welcome suffering with a smile or pretend it does not hurt. It means you recognize the opportunity hidden inside it. Every pang of longing tests your discipline. Every sleepless night challenges your patience. Every urge to return to what has ended demands courage. These moments, unpleasant as they are, become your training ground. Imagine a soldier who only trains in comfort; he will collapse at the first hardship. The Stoics trained their minds by imagining loss, insult, even death, so that when hardship came, they would not be surprised. You did not imagine this heartbreak, but it has arrived. Now it becomes your proving ground. Daily practice, reframe each painful moment as a question. Instead of "Why am I still hurting?" ask, "What can this hurt teach me?" Instead of "I cannot go on," ask, "How can I endure one more hour with dignity?" Over time, your pain ceases to be meaningless suffering and becomes purposeful struggle. This transformation does not erase the loss, but it elevates you beyond it. You begin to see yourself as a warrior in training, not a victim of circumstance. The relationship may be gone, but the strength you forge in its aftermath will remain, shaping every future challenge. The Stoics knew that life's harshest blows often carve the deepest wisdom. Pain is the chisel. You decide whether it destroys you or shapes you into something greater. 5. Remember impermanence, the nature of all things. Love often feels eternal while we are inside it. Shared memories, private jokes, quiet rituals, all seem carved into stone. But the Stoics remind us that nothing in the human realm is permanent. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything's destiny is to change, to be transformed, to perish so that new things can be born." This truth can sting, yet it also liberates. Impermanence does not mean love was meaningless. It means love, like the seasons, follows nature's law. Flowers bloom, then wither. Stars shine, then fade. People meet, grow together, and sometimes part. Seeing this clearly does not diminish the beauty of what you had, it makes it more precious. Heartbreak becomes heavier when we cling to the fantasy of forever. We tell ourselves the relationship should have lasted, that its ending is a failure. The Stoic view is different. The relationship lasted exactly as long as it was meant to, no more, no less. The ending is not a violation of nature but an expression of it. Daily practice, spend a few minutes each morning contemplating change. Watch a candle burn or leaves move in the wind. Remind yourself that every moment is a passing gift. This is not morbid, it is an invitation to appreciate. When you remember that all things pass, gratitude grows. Instead of resenting the end, you honor the time shared and welcome the next chapter. Impermanence also lightens fear. If pain itself is temporary, you can endure it. If today's grief will fade, you can breathe through it. Your heart will not feel broken forever, nature guarantees transformation. The person you were with has changed, and so will you. Accepting impermanence turns loss into wisdom. You stop fighting reality and start flowing with it. You see that love's value was never in its permanence but in its presence. And in this insight, freedom quietly begins. Love is a great lesson in maturity. It challenges us with fragility, teaches us patience through waiting, and gives us strength after being hurt. Here, I don't just tell stories for you to listen to, but for you to reflect on yourself and find your own lessons. If you find it valuable, please click like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on the shares that can change the way you look at love. 6. Live by core values, virtue over attachment. A breakup can tempt you to abandon your own standards, perhaps to seek revenge, to numb pain with distractions, or to compromise what you believe is right. The Stoics insist that our highest good is not pleasure or even love itself, but virtue, the character we cultivate regardless of circumstance. Courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom form the unshakable foundation of a life well lived. When a relationship ends, the question is not merely what happened to us, but who do I choose to be now? Your partner's choices lie outside your control, but your response, your honesty, dignity, and self-respect, remains entirely yours. Seneca wrote, "The good man is self-sufficient for happiness." To live by your values is to anchor happiness in something no one can take away. Consider how easy it is to chase validation after heartbreak, a rebound relationship, reckless spending, cruel words meant to wound. These may offer brief relief but corrode the soul. A Stoic pauses and asks, does this action align with justice, with courage, with moderation? If not, it is rejected, no matter how tempting. Daily practice, write down your top 4 virtues. Each evening, review your day, did I live them? Did I let grief pull me off course? This reflection is not self-punishment but self-guidance, a way to steer through turbulent waters without losing your compass. By choosing virtue over attachment, you reclaim power. The end of a relationship cannot make you less honest, less brave, less compassionate unless you allow it. Love may depart, but character remains. In time, you will see that the real victory is not in winning someone back or proving them wrong. The victory is to emerge from loss with integrity intact, to stand before the world and yourself knowing you stayed true. That is freedom, and the heart of Stoic love. 7. Stay present, the power of the now. Heartbreak tries to drag you into 2 prisons. The past you cannot change and the future you cannot predict. You replay old memories, dissect every conversation, imagine endless what-ifs. Or you leap ahead, fearing you will always be alone or that happiness will never return. The Stoics teach that peace lives only in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius advised, confine yourself to the present. The present is simple. It is the breath entering your lungs, the sound of the world around you, the task in front of you. Pain exists here, yes, but it is manageable, far smaller than the storms created by memory and imagination. Often, it is our thoughts about pain, not the pain itself, that crush us. After a breakup, practicing presence is an act of quiet rebellion. Instead of letting your mind wander to past regrets or future anxieties, you anchor yourself in what is real right now. You focus on today's meal, today's workout, today's conversation with a friend. Each moment becomes a refuge, a space where you are not defined by loss. Practical Stoic exercise, begin each morning with mindful breathing. Feel the air fill your chest, notice the rise and fall without judgment. Throughout the day, whenever you catch your mind drifting to yesterday or tomorrow, gently guide it back to this moment, your feet on the ground, the task at hand, the voice you are hearing. This discipline does not erase memories or silence longing, but it prevents them from ruling you. The past remains a teacher, not a trap. The future remains a possibility, not a source of dread. In presence, you discover a quiet truth, you already have enough for this moment. Staying present transforms healing into something active. You no longer wait passively for time to fix you. You live each day fully, and in doing so, you allow life itself to move you forward. 8. Practice gratitude, finding light in loss. Gratitude may feel unnatural when the heart aches. After all, something you cherished is gone. Yet the Stoics urge us to thank life for every gift, even those no longer ours. Seneca wrote, "He who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment of it." Gratitude shifts the focus from what is missing to what remains. Start with the relationship itself. Instead of resenting its end, remember that it existed. The laughter you shared, the growth you experienced, the lessons learned, these are treasures no separation can erase. To be grateful for love, even when it ends, is to honor its true value. Next, widen your view. Heartbreak can narrow attention until all you see is absence. Gratitude reopens the lens. Notice the friend who checks in, the sunrise after a restless night, the strength in your own heartbeat. These simple gifts remind you that life continues to offer beauty beyond loss. Daily practice: each evening, write down 3 things you appreciate. They need not be grand: a good meal, a kind word, the discipline to get out of bed. Over time, this ritual trains your mind to search for light, even on dark days. Gratitude does not deny pain, it balances it. You can grieve and still give thanks. In fact, the two can coexist: sorrow for what ended, appreciation for what was. This dual awareness creates resilience. It tells your heart, I have lost, but I am not empty. The Stoics believe that everything we receive is on loan from the universe. Relationships, health, possessions, all are gifts we hold temporarily. When you thank life for its gifts, you acknowledge their impermanence and accept their return. In gratitude, the weight of heartbreak lightens. You realize that love, even when gone, leaves behind something indestructible: the capacity to love again, the wisdom of experience, and the quiet joy of simply being alive. 9. Discipline of body and mind, building the inner fortress. When the heart breaks, the body and mind can both collapse. Sleep becomes elusive, meals lose flavor, and thoughts spiral without end. The Stoics understood that a strong spirit rests on a well-kept vessel. To endure hardship, you must care for both body and mind with deliberate discipline. Marcus Aurelius trained as a soldier and philosopher. He rose before dawn to write his meditations and drilled his body to withstand cold and fatigue. He knew that physical practice strengthens mental resolve. After a breakup, the temptation is to neglect yourself, skip meals, skip workouts, drown in endless scrolling or late-night distractions. Discipline is the antidote. Begin with the body. Choose movement each day: a run, a long walk, time at the gym, or simply stretching at sunrise. Physical effort releases tension and anchors you in the present. Pair it with nourishing food and regular sleep. These are not luxuries, they are the foundation of resilience. Then train the mind. Journaling each morning turns chaotic thoughts into words you can examine. Meditation teaches you to witness emotions without being ruled by them. Reading philosophy or poetry feeds the intellect and keeps you company with wise voices. This routine is not about punishing yourself into strength. It is about creating a stable rhythm when everything else feels uncertain. Think of it as building an inner fortress, stone by stone, habit by habit. The world outside may shift, but within, you cultivate order. Each disciplined action, however small, reclaims power from the storm of heartbreak. You prove to yourself daily, I can endure. I can act. I am not at the mercy of pain. And as days turn to weeks, the fortress stands taller, ready for whatever life sends next. 10. Serve something greater, healing through purpose. Heartbreak draws attention inward. The mind circles its own pain, replaying memories, nursing wounds. The Stoics caution that too much self-focus breeds despair. One of their greatest remedies is to turn outward, toward service, toward purpose beyond the self. Epictetus taught that we are citizens of a larger world. To live well is to contribute to it. When love ends, you can channel the energy once devoted to a relationship into acts that uplift others. Volunteer at a shelter, mentor someone younger, help a friend in need, care for family. These are not distractions, they are expressions of virtue, justice, kindness, generosity. Service offers perspective. Your suffering remains real, but you see it alongside the struggles and hopes of others. Helping someone else reminds you that you still have value to give, that your life is not defined solely by loss. Paradoxically, by easing another's burden, you lighten your own. Purpose can also mean creative or professional devotion. Begin a project you have postponed, learn a skill, write, build, teach. Work that serves a community or contributes beauty reconnects you with a sense of meaning larger than personal desire. Daily practice, choose one act of service each week, however small, writing a kind note, preparing a meal for someone, donating time or resources. Reflect afterward on how it shifted your mood. You will find that purpose does not erase pain but transforms it into motivation. The Stoics believed that the universe is a living whole, and each of us a vital part. When you act for the good of that whole, you align with nature itself. Heartbreak may narrow your world, service opens it wide again. In turning outward, you discover a truth the Stoics cherished: the surest path to personal healing is to live for something greater than yourself. Love may end, but a life of purpose never does. Conclusion. A broken heart often feels like the end of a world. Yet the Stoic path shows that it can be the beginning of a wiser one. Across these 10 lessons, accepting reality, distinguishing what you can control, mastering emotion, treating pain as a teacher, remembering impermanence, living by virtue, staying present, practicing gratitude, strengthening body and mind, and serving something greater, you have traced a circle back to yourself. The core message is simple but profound: you are never powerless, because your true possession is your own character. Relationships may fade, feelings may shift, fortunes may rise and fall, but the self guided by reason and virtue remains steady. Heartbreak tests that truth. It demands that you choose dignity over despair, action over rumination, clarity over chaos. None of this denies love's beauty or the sorrow of its loss. Stoicism is not cold detachment, it is warm resilience. It invites you to feel fully while refusing to be ruled by fleeting passions. It asks you to stand in the present moment, to honor what was given, and to grow stronger for what lies ahead. Healing, then, is not merely waiting for time to pass. It is daily practice, the breath drawn with awareness, the page filled with honest words, the act of service that lifts another. Each choice, repeated with patience, builds the inner fortress that no misfortune can breach. When you walk this path, the end of a relationship is not a final chapter but a turning point. You emerge not hardened but clarified, more compassionate, more disciplined, more free. Love has shaped you, loss has refined you, and the universe continues to unfold with infinite possibility. This is the Stoic heart, unbroken, unafraid, and fully alive. So today's video has ended. Thank you for taking the time to watch it all. I hope you have learned valuable lessons and these shares will help you on your love journey. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive more interesting content in the future. I'm very grateful for your support and see you again in the next videos. Wishing you all love and happiness.